Hello, my name is Catón Lyles and welcome to the Summer of Alberta virtual classes. I'd like to thank Alberta Main Street and Blind Insect Gallery. Today we're going to work with some traditional West African rhythms, and the main rhythm is called Djan. Hey, so as I said before, we're going to be working with the rhythm Djan. Now, Djan is a very popular rhythm in Senegal, and it came originally from Mali, and it's performed by the Malinke people. It's used in situations where people are gathering to have a good time, birthdays, naming ceremonies, etc. So first I'd like to go over just a little housekeeping, and that's technique on djembe drum. We're going to be using three main sounds, okay? We're going to be using tone, bass, and slap. Now, to produce those sounds, as many of you already know, there's a slight movement of where the hand is placed on the instrument. So, for tone, from here forward, tone. We want to make sure that we never hit our knuckles, our inside knuckles on the inside rim of this drum. One, you don't get any sound. Two, it hurts. So we want to make sure that the rim of the drum for the slap sound is in the soft, fleshy part of the palm, and the only thing that strikes the instrument are the finger pads, not the whole finger. So, another way of thinking about producing these sounds is if you clap your hands with fingers in palm, that's basically the same sound as playing a tone, okay? So our knuckles are here. And you also notice that I don't leave my hand on the instrument after producing the sound. That's not what we want to do today. So everything we do comes off the instrument. So, an example. Tone, 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 tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play and I'm going to have you repeat. All right? Here we go. We're going to do tones. Repeat after me. One more. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Next sound. Bass. We're going to use the flat part of the palm. Fingers are slightly flexed. Again, let's do a repeat. So. All right, thank you. And for our next sound and our final sound today, slap. Again, remember, rim of drum, palm of hand. Fingers are relaxed and open, and then think of it as a wave action. So it's the end of a wave on the shore. So check this out. Again, same thing with the other hand. Repeat after me. All right. Now again, these sounds are going to require a little bit of practice unless you already have them down. So please make sure that you do that. And if you can spend 15 minutes a day, you'll be amazed at your success, all right? One quick exercise that would be very helpful to warm up on is we're going to play a tone, slap, bass. Switch hands, same thing. Tone, slap, bass. Then we're going to alternate. So we want to make sure that every note is like a signature. So we make it as clean as we possibly can. All right. So moving on, let's go with the first part of the rhythm, Djan, D-J-A-N. Now, Djan starts with, if you're right-handed, starts with a slap with the right hand. Okay? So let's make sure we get that one straight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the rhythm and then break it down. All right? So in West African culture, when the lead drum is about to start the rhythm, there's a signal that's played. And in this instance, the signal sounds like this. Yeah, one more time. How about if you clap it along with me? I'm going to clap, you clap with me. How do we do? Let's try one more time. And these are all tones. Let's try it together with the instrument. One more time. I think it sounded much better. Nice. All right. So I'm going to play the signal and then part one. All right. So we start out with the signal. Slap, bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap, bass tone, tone, slap. Nice. Let's try it a little bit faster. So we're going to play the signal and then part one for the rhythm job. Here we go. All right, how do we do? One more time? Sure. Very nice, very nice. So that was part one for the rhythm jive. Now let's move on to part number two. Signal stays the same. So, in part number two, bass, tone, tone, bass, slap, slap, bass, tone, tone, bass, slap, slap, right. right, right, left, 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 bass, tone, tone, bass, side, side. All right, let's try that one more time, a little quicker. All right, so great. We just did part number one. And part number two. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is take a minute and set up the sangban, the kinkini, and the dunumba and show you what those parts look like. All right, be back in just a sec. Thanks. All right, hey, so we're back, and this instrument is called dunumba. Okay, depending on where you go, some people will call this dun dun, jun jun. Depending on who your teachers are and where you are in West Africa, it gets called by different names, but its function is still the same. All right, so the dunumba is the largest of the dunun family. We have dunumba, sangban, and kinkini. I'm going to demonstrate what the parts are for the rhythm Djan on each one of those instruments, and hopefully you can get together with your friends and put it all together and have a great time. So, the signal is the same. Okay? Where it comes in and where we start is a little different. This instrument comes in just before the end of the phrase. Listening. So, let's break that down. So now we're noticing that, oh, yes, there's two parts. Left hand and the right hand. So after the signal, three hits together. Now, the bell part, let's try that again. So I'm going to play that again, but keep some time behind it. Let's try that one more time. How'd that work out? Hopefully well. Let's try it one more time. That's the Dunum by part for the rhythm Djan. So I'm going to take a quick second and switch out, and we'll play the sangban part next. Thanks. All right, we're back, and we have sangban. So the sangban, Dunumban, and Kinkin, as I said before, all play together. Here is what sangban sounds like. So we have the signal. So let's break that down. Right hand. Let's put them both together again. All right, how do we do? One more time, did you say? Sure thing. Here we go. Signal. Let me adjust the spell just a little bit. There we go. So there we have the sangban part. One thing that might help with the bell, oftentimes we'll use phrases, people will use phrases as memory devices to remember how patterns go. This one, please come play with me, 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 please come play with me. play, and me are where the drum hits in conjunction with the bell. One more time. Please come play with me. 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 Play with me. Hopefully that's helpful. If please come play with me doesn't work for you, create something that does, okay? As long as it has that same pattern. Please come play with me. Please come play. All right, so take another quick break and bring back the kinkany. Okay, thanks. Great, now we're back with the kinkany. Okay, so as you can tell, the kinkany is the smallest of the Dunambas, of the Dunamba family. So the signal is still the same. And here, let me play the signal and then the kinkany part, and then we'll break it down. Here we go. Ah, 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 ah. One more time. Now, a quick word about the signal. The lead drummer plays the signal. Everyone else responds to it. So as the rhythm is being played, when it's time to change, the lead djembe player calls the change. When it's time for the rhythm to end, it's the lead djembe player who plays the signal, and everybody continues to play their part until the very end of the signal, and oftentimes people will add one more note, kind of like putting a button on it. Rarely do you find everybody playing the signal at the same time. That job is left specifically to the lead drum. Okay, I'm playing it this way as an example so we know where we are in the rhythm. Because as much as I would like to have several sets of arms and hands, got two that I'm working with for now. All right, I know. So let's try the kinkany part one more time. Here we go. So again, this is kind of simpler, and then it's both together on bell. Yeah? Good. So what I'm about to do in just a few seconds here is play all three in a style that's called ballet style. Now this is traditional style where you play with a nail on a bell and stick on the drum. Ballet style, the bells are eliminated and it's just one person playing all three parts with just two sticks and no bell. So, see you in just a sec. Alright, we're back and we're going to break down ballet style for the rhythm jump. So, it's similar to rubbing your stomach and patting your head, but we got this, alright? So, the Caton just keeps the pulse going. Now, the Dunumba and Sangban still are going to come in their regular spots, according to the signal. So, right, comes in before the very end of the signal. Sangban, now, since we can't play exactly the same parts with the bell, we're going to get close. So it's going to sound like this. Ah, again. Now let's add the kinkini. Sangban. Wow, that's a lot. Yes, I do understand. So let's try and break it down just a little bit more. So we have our signal. So before the end of the signal, Dunba comes in. At the very end of the signal, Kinkini comes in. And in between the Sangban and the Kinkini, happens with the relationship between the Sangban and the Kinkini. So we have so let's add the Dunumba. take some practice, trust me. So, one more time. Let's just do that one more time. Getting a little easier? Let's try just the kinkity and the song bound. Let's try the kinkity and do them about one more time. Let's add the sound bind now. Feels like it's getting better. So, one thing we want to recognize, or I would like to recognize, is that system of micro timing, which gives West African music its special flair. When we start counting things in Western notation, oftentimes we miss the nuance of how the beats are played, where they're played, to affect the emotion or the purpose of playing the rhythm to begin with. As I said before, I wish I could be here with you today and play all the parts simultaneously, but through the miracles of modern science, that hasn't happened yet. So I would also like to try this one more time and try keeping the pulse and the signal. How do we do? I'm getting the feeling we're doing a lot better than we did when we first started. Okay? A couple of quick things I'd like to mention about the djembe and dunus, in that the Dununs are very old. Djembe is a little bit newer, and it was designed to help bring people together. And in looking at where we are in the world today, the djembe has done a pretty amazing job of doing that. One of the teachers that I've had the pleasure of studying under, Mr. Mamadi Keita, was a grandmaster of the djembe drum, has schools that he set up in different countries, including Belgium, Japan, all over the United States, Israel. I'm sure, as soon as we remind me, I'm sure I've forgotten a few places that you have been. But in all those different places, there's a sense of community that are based around djembe and djembe drumming with dance classes. Now, what we're showing here today, what I'm showing today, is just barely some dust off a book of a culture that is very, very vast, very deep, and has just so much to offer. So if you get the chance to study with some other folks, and virtual is great, but it doesn't replace a teacher. If you can seek out teachers and the masters when they come to Portland or in communities nearby, if you can make yourself available, even though it's this COVID adventure, it would behoove you, it'd be great if you could do that to get even deeper knowledge and not just patterns on a drum, because this stuff has a lot of meaning, and when played correctly, it does stuff. It affects everybody and things around it. So I ask that you take this rhythm, John, that I've shown you, if you've got some friends that are interested. Hey, if you don't have a drum, you got a tabletop, you've got buckets, you got what, make it happen. Use what we have and try those rhythms out and see how you feel. All right? Cool. Hey, thank you so much for participating in my class today. I also like to thank Summer of Alberta Virtual Classes. And if you would like to reach me, you can do so at the following address: catonlyles.com. And I have classes that I teach at Rhythm Traders there, and a variety of information and places where I'll be playing and can be seen, and also for lessons. So if you would like to participate in that, please contact me there, Caton at catonlyles.com. Thank you.